There aren't too many bad things you can say about coffee. According to research, those who drink 3 to 4 cups of coffee per day will like to enjoy a longer lifespan. Since there is a lot of choice of 3-in-1 coffee drinks, it's reasonable that you want to replicate your own coffee at home. 3-in-1 coffee creamer, which typically include coffee, sugar, and cream or non-dairy creamer. However, there is conflicting research about the health effects of 3-in-1 coffee creamer consumption and cholesterol levels. Regarding hyperlipidemia, which is characterized by elevated levels of lipids in the blood, the impact depends on the specific ingredients and quantity consumed. Some 3-in-1 coffee creamer contains high level of saturated fats and trans fat, which are known to increase LDL cholesterol levels, which is contributing factor to hyperlipidemia. But before you do that, you might want to find out what goes into the 3-in-1 coffee creamer.
Do you know, to avoid hyperlipidemia, we need to look the details of ingredient.
The 3-in-1 coffee ingredients that we have to avoid, which is that contains saturated fatty acids and hydrogenated vegetable fat. Saturated fatty acids can cause abnormal elevated blood lipid levels. Therefore, consuming foods that high in saturated fats can lead to increased levels of low-density lipoprotein cholesterol, often known as bad cholesterol. Saturated fats can also raise triglyceride levels in the blood. Triglycerides are another type of lipid that, when elevated, are associated with an increased risk of heart disease. The caloric content in 3-in-1 coffee creamers often contain additional sugars and carbohydrates, which, when combined with high saturated fat content, it can contribute to weight gain. Excessive calorie intake and weight gain are risk factors for hyperlipidemia. Next is the hydrogenated vegetable fats. It uses hydrogenation process, which is a chemical process that used to convert liquid vegetable oils into solid or semi-solid fats by adding hydrogen. This process makes fats more stable and increase their shelf life, which is why it's often used in processed food. Did you know that it also contains trans fatty acids? Thus, the hydrogenated fats and trans fat can also raise triglyceride levels. Elevated triglyceride can contribute to the development of fatty deposits in the artery. Hence, it is important to choose non-creamer beverages that are less processed and composed of natural ingredients. Plant-based meats such as flax or walnut milk have fewer saturated fats than hydrogenated oils, so these type of drinks are a good choice.
As you can see from the graph here, it can be seen that the least amount of sulfur is from brand 888 Tea and Coffee, which consists of 6.5 gram per 100 gram. On the contrary, Czech Hub Coffee has the most sulfur amount, which is 17 gram per 100 gram. According to WHO, the consumption of sulfur should be less than 10% of a person's total energy consumption. Consuming Czech Hub in large amounts can lead to an increased intake of sulfur in the diet. So if taken immoderately, it can have negative implications, especially for heart health. From the second graph, the least amount of sugar can be found in Oatmeal brand, which consists of 20 gram per 100 gram. The most sugar content is 888 Tea and Coffee, which is 64.7 gram per 100 gram. According to WHO, additional sugar should be limited to not more than 10% of daily energy consumption, which is not exceeding 10 teaspoons per day. Consuming high sugar intake can lead to weight gain and obesity. This is because of the fact that sugar can add to additional calories to the diet without providing any kind of nutritional value or satiety. From this graph, it can be seen that Nescafe 3-in-1 Original Instant Coffee Mix has the least calorie amount, which is 421 kcal per 100 gram. Although most of the brands do not have that much significant difference between the calorie amounts, it can be seen that Nutrigold has the most out of all the brands, with 466 kcal per 100 gram. Consuming high-calorie beverages can lead to nutrient imbalance, since it is possible to not get enough nutrients from the other food sources. Nutrient deficiencies can happen, thus leading to the overall health status.
The brands recommended to drink as it has low in sulfur is 888 Tea and Coffee. In terms of sugar content, Old Town brands was selected as it contains less sugar than the other brand. While in terms of calorie, Nescafe brands contribute to least amount of calorie, while Nutrigold contributes to a huge amount of calories amongst those 10 brands. As mentioned by my fellow groupmate Anissa, our recommended intake for saturated fatty acid is only less than 10% of total energy consumption. it is not easy to do so, especially for coffee lovers. So here I am to help you tackle the way to reduce intake of coffee or creamer in 3-in-1 coffee mixes. It could be challenging but manageable with some strategic steps. First, you could start by cutting down half a sachet per day or diluting it with more water. Second, opt for 3-in-1 coffee with less sugar or use 2-in-1 coffee without sugar and add a controlled amount of sugar yourself. Third, replace the creamer in 3-in-1 coffee with healthier alternatives like almond milk, soy milk, or oat milk. These are often lower in sugar and calories. Fourth, if the sweetness is what you crave, consider natural sweeteners like stevia or honey in small amounts. Fifth, gradually replace your regular coffee with decaffeinated coffee to reduce your caffeine intake. Sixth, increase your water intake throughout the day. Sometimes, thirst can be mistaken for the need for a coffee boost. And last but not least, measure the amount of coffee you use to keep track and slowly reduce the quantity over time.
Coffee is popularly known as perfect for soldiers due to its caffeine impact. If we consume in moderate amount, there are a lot of benefits we're gonna get, such as improved focus and alertness. However, excessive caffeine to be consumed will increase heart rate and difficulty sleeping. Indirectly will lead conditions such as hyperlipidemia. How? Compared to freshly brewed coffee or other beverage, 3-in-1 coffee sachet typically offer little to no nutritional value beyond caffeine. Consuming such product regularly without balancing the diet with nutritional foods can contribute to metabolic imbalance, including elevated lipid levels. Many 3-in-1 coffee sachets contain high amount of sugar to enhance flavor. Regular consumption of sugary beverage like this can lead to weight gain and increased triglyceride levels, contributing to hyperlipidemia. Another consequences such as high calorie additive also can contribute the development of hyperlipidemia. 3-in-1 coffee sachets are often calorie dense due to added ingredients like creamers or sweetener. So you may not drink coffee anymore? Yes, you may. By reducing or limiting the consumption of 3-in-1 coffee, you can implement these strategies. First, gradual reduction, which involves slowly decreasing the amount of 3-in-1 coffee you consume over the time. This can be started by cutting down the number of servings per day. If you drink 3 cups a day, reduce it to 2, then 1. Next, encourage the use of alternative beverage that help switch away from 3-in-1 coffee. Alternatives include black coffee, herbal tea, and green tea. Then, setting clear boundaries can help control consumptions. This can achieve by decide on maximum numbers of cups per day and stick to it. Last but not least, offer healthy substitute. Provide healthier options can make the transitions easier, such as homemade coffee mixer, and add cinnamon or cocoa powder to enhance the fresh coffee flavor. We can spread the community awareness by educational seminar, social media awareness, collaborate with local cafes and health organizations, educational workshop, online reviews and influencers, and last but not least, offer nutritional counselings to community.